The following contest is a Money in the Bank ladder match. On the way to the ring, from the Caribbean, weighing 230 pounds, Carlito. And the opponent, from Greenwich, Connecticut, weighing in at 260 pounds, TripleH. And the opponent, from Death Valley, weighing in at 305 pounds, The Undertaker. the opponent, from the Isle of Samoa, weighing in at 350 pounds, Umaga. And the opponent, from San Diego, California, weighing 165 pounds, ReyMysterio. And the opponent, from India, weighing in at 420 pounds, the Great Khali.
A big New England welcome from Portland, Maine. This is good old JR Jim Ross here with Jerry the King Lawler.
I've never seen a crowd so fired up, JR. I can't wait to get started, and neither can I.
That makes two of us, King. I don't think Portland's going to know what hit it after tonight. Look at him feeding off the energy from this capacity crowd. He's unstoppable.
You can't ever count on these fans, JR. They're fickle, and they'll abandon you in a heartbeat. He countered that one perfectly. Uh-oh. Come on. You got to stop this guy before he really gets going.
I don't think that's going to happen, King. He's built up too much momentum to be stopped now. He's not going to get caught with that one.
Oh, no. I don't like the looks of this.
He's got the fans behind him, King, and his opponent had better watch out.
Oh, sure. Now the fans start to cheer for him. Now that he's in the driver's seat.
Come on, King. He's had the crowd behind him all match, and now it's paying off. reversal. Can he capitalize on it?
I don't think these superstars have any intention of taking it easy on each other tonight.
That's not what they signed up for, King. And quite frankly, I think these fans would be disappointed if they didn't go all out.
Well, that's easy for the fans to say. They've never set foot inside that ring.
No, but they spend their hard-earned dollars to watch what goes on inside it. And without it, we'd all be out of a job.
There's the reversal.
He's all fired up now, King, and I'd hate to be on the receiving end.
I don't think his opponent's got a hope of hurting him now. His opponent telegraphed that one.
Oh boy, the adrenaline is pumping. I think this could be the beginning of the end.
No, it can't end like this. Come on, do something, quick! He saw that one coming. He reversed it.
That went nowhere. I've had many opportunities to see Carlito up close and in person, and I have to tell you, I'm impressed with what this kid brings to the table.
What's that exactly? A bunch of half-chewed apples? What's so cool about that?
I tell you what's cool, King, and that's the charisma and athletic ability of this second-generation superstar.
Sorry, JR, but I just don't see it. Maybe they'll get it right with the third generation. I think these superstars are getting some feedback from the crowd, JR.
Nothing wrong with that, King. That's what we like to hear.
What a counter!
These fans love confidence in their superstars, and that's just what they're seeing from him here tonight.
Well, he can do this until the cows come home, but that's not going to win him the match. These superstars are beating the heck out of each other, and this crowd can't get enough of it.
It's what they paid to see, King, and they're getting their money's worth tonight.
You're not going to win a match by insulting your opponent.
No, but having the crowd behind you can certainly get the adrenaline up. And it's been reversed. Superstar in WWE who can go toe-to-toe with that man, The Undertaker? I don't think there is.
Have you got both your contacts in one eye, JR? There's no way The Undertaker's going to win this match. Just look at him.
Oh, I am, King. I'm looking at one of the most awesome forces I've ever seen in a WWE ring. And I think the dead man's going to remind everyone tonight why they call him the Phenom.
We actually get paid to do this job, JR?
It's like a dream come true, King. Except that I have to sit here and listen to you drool over the defense.
Come on, JR. You know I'm helpless when it comes to puppies.
Oh, I know, King. And that's why I'm bringing a pitcher of ice water out here with me next time. It doesn't matter who Umaga's in the ring against or how I feel about them personally. I pity them.
I know what you mean, JR. I don't don't even know if Umaga understands the whole concept of winning a match. I think he just hits his opponent until they don't get up anymore.
And I don't care how tough you are, after going a few rounds with a Samoan bulldozer, not getting up must start to seem like a pretty good idea. These superstars are going to put each other through wrestling hell tonight.
They've already got a pretty good start on that, JR.
They have indeed, King. I don't think there's an ounce of quit between them.
Yeah, there he goes, JR. He's been busted open. Look at all of that blood.
Would you at least try and not sound so gleeful, King? This is serious.
You're darn right it's serious, JR. It's deadly serious. All's fair in love and war, and this is definitely a war.
This has turned into a real slobber knocker. 15 feet in the air. You're not going to get him with that one. How do you approach a match with someone like the 7'3", 420-pound GreatKhali?
Well, part of the problem is that there aren't any guys like him.
There's not an ounce of quit in either superstar, but only one will remain on the ladder. Both superstars are beating the hell out of each other on that ladder. What a reversal.
Listen to the crowd, JR. I think they've got something to say to these superstars.
And if they're smart, they'll listen. Remember, without these fans, these superstars are out of a job.
I think it's pretty obvious which way this one's going to go, JR.
Well, from my perspective, this is still anybody's match.
I'd like to see things from your perspective, JR, but I'd have to get my head out of my rear end first.
And Lord knows, oh no, it looks like he's donned the proverbial crimson mask.
There's so much blood, the Red Cross ought to be sponsoring this one, JR.
I don't know if he's even going to be able to finish this match with a gusher like that.
Whoever loses this fight is going to take a heck of a fall, JR. I think we're going to find out just how much punishment the human body can withstand here tonight.
I think you're right, Lee. These superstars seem intent on taking each other to the limit.
I love that attitude, JR. Go big or go home.
Well, these superstars sure aren't going home until this match is settled once and for all. Both superstars are fighting to stay on the ladder. I tell you, King, sometimes I get exhausted just watching these superstars compete.
I know what you mean, JR. I don't think most people appreciate what incredible athletes these WWE superstars really are.
You've got to have some excellent conditioning to be able to do what they do.
Well, that's the name of the game, JR. You got to keep moving. No dog ever peed on a moving car.
Oh, that's a lovely image, King. I'd ask you where you come up with this stuff, but I don't think I want to know, quite frankly. No! No! How can the referee allow something like that?
Come on, JR. You know that the referee's health plan doesn't include vision. I think these superstars have a legitimate beef with each other, JR.
So do I, King. I'm not so sure their issues with each other are going to be solved with one match.
I hope not. I'd love to see them go at it again and again.
busted wide open. This can't be good.
You're right. It's not good. It's great. They're not holding anything back.
We knew these superstars weren't going to be easy on each other, but this is too much.
What does he think he's doing? They know there's not enough room for both of them up there.
Whoever wins this fight might just win the match.
The quickest way to lose a match is to underestimate your opponent.
I don't think he's underestimating anyone, King. I think he's making it clear that he refuses to be intimidated.
You know, JR, everyone goes on and on about how great The Undertaker is, but I think he's overrated. It takes more than black lights and some dry ice to impress me.
How about a perfect record at WrestleMania, King? How about being a multiple time? He is literally inches from victory in this Money in the Bank match.
Man, I don't mind telling you, JR, this Umaga scares the heck out of me.
He's a savage. He's primal, a carnivore, like some kind of wild animal.
Yeah, only one of them's gonna stay on that ladder, JR. Who's it gonna be?
This capacity crowd is solidly behind their superstar. Look at this.
Wow, could you be any more biased, JR? How about some fair and balanced commentary? They're beating the heck out of each other, JR. Someone's gonna take a tumble. How can these fans be this excited about ReyMysterio, Jay? Climbing up the turnbuckle isn't bad. It's all the ways you could come down that hurt. There's some of the things we've seen in this ring, JR. I think we'd better remind the folks at home not to try this stuff themselves.
That's for damn sure, King. The WWE superstars are trained professionals.
And even they don't walk away. Whoever loses this fight might just lose the match too, JR.
Look at the fire in the eyes of the great Khali. He's here to deliver a slobber knocker.
Yeah, well, that's not hard to do when you're a 7-foot monster. Superstar shows the slightest hint of weakness, they've lost the match.
That's for sure. No matter how beat up you are, you can't ever let your opponent know the extent of your injuries.
And that's easier said than done, JR. The human body can only absorb so much punishment. They're really going after each other, JR. It's gonna be a long way down for one of these two superstars. Oh boy, these fans have got something on their minds, JR.
Well, they paid for their tickets, King, and they've got a right to say whatever they want.
Is it just me, or does the dead man seem a little off tonight?
I don't know what match you're watching, King, but the dead man looks as good tonight as when he first appeared in the WWE.
I'm not sure if it's your eyes or your brain.
Oh no! That last shot busted him wide open.
It sure did, JR. And if I could borrow one of your lines, business is picking up.
This isn't business, King. That's a human being in there, and he's in bad shape now. He's got the crowd and his opponent in the palm of it. Neither combatant can afford to lose this fight and fall to the mat. Man, would you look at the size?
These two are fighting for their lives on that ladder.
I tell you, King, I've got no earthly idea how these superstars can maintain this intensity week after week after week.
It's not easy, JR. There's no off-season. It's not like you've got 6 months to recover after WrestleMania.
That's for damn sure. And that's why I don't think there can be any doubt in anyone's mind that the superstars of the WWE are the greatest athletes in the world.
It's a long way down for whoever loses this fight, JR. All's fair in love and war, JR. And I love it when this guy goes to war.
Whoever said that cheaters never prosper certainly never saw this man in action.
Man, is there even going to be anything left of these superstars by the time they're done?
Not if he could take that briefcase and the match right here. What an incredible performance by these phenomenal superstars.
Did you expect anything less, JR? I mean, look who's in the ring right now.
No, I didn't, King. I had high expectations, and I'm happy to say that this match has exceeded them all. Boy, what a match. I wouldn't even hazard a guess as to who's going to win this thing.
What? Have you got both your contacts in one eye, JR? It's been obvious to me since the start of the match.
Oh, really? Well then, why don't you just enlighten the rest of us, King?
No way. I can already tell this is going to be a great match, and I don't want to ruin the ending for you.
You're too kind, King. You're also full of horse manure, as far as I can tell. I'm a raw man through and through, but I'd be lying if I said I wouldn't love to have a superstar like ReyMysterio on the roster.
Why would you want to do something like that to Mysterio, JR? Everyone on Raw is at least twice his size. They'd destroy him.
I highly doubt that, King. We've seen ReyMysterio get in the ring with some of the biggest, meanest superstars in all of sports entertainment, and he's won more than his fair share of matches against them.
Giant gets thrown around a lot, but the Great Khali is the real deal.
He sure is. I can't even begin to imagine where they found a monster like the Great Khali.
I don't know, but I wish I did, just so I could stay the heck away from there.
You and me both, partner. I got a case of the limbertail just sitting this close to him. Look at this. Look at this. You talk about a house of fire, you're seeing it right here.
Yeah? Well, somebody better put out that fire, or this one's not going to end well.
What a battle. Neither superstar can afford to be knocked off the ladder. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears have been shed in that very ring.
And I think there's going to be a lot more shed here tonight.
No doubt about that, King. These superstars are going to leave it all in the ring. You can count, boy. You talk about being beat like a government mule. Look at the intensity of these two superstars trying to stay on the ladder. be honest with you, King. This is not the way I thought this match would go at all.
Me neither, JR. I guess that just goes to show that anything can happen in the WWE.
I think you hit the nail right on the back and forth. These two are going to trade blows until someone falls.
He's so close to that contract, he can taste it. This has got to be it. That briefcase is coming down for sure. This could be it, JR. He's almost got it. Oh, man, that briefcase is so close. This could be it. Oh, my gosh. Look at all that blood. That's going to leave a mark.
What a brutal match. The referee should step in there and stop this thing.
What? Are you crazy? It's just getting good, JR.
My God, look at the intensity of these supers. If he grabs that briefcase, this match is over.
A fist fight 15 feet in the air. This isn't going to be pretty. You talk about ruthless aggression. Look at the way these superstars have been going after each other.
They're not playing with kid gloves, that's for sure.
We knew we were going to see a heck of a match, but this might turn out to be... No. Go ahead and say it, JR.
All right, I will. I think this one's got all the makings of a bona fide slobber knocker.
Man, look at the size of Umaga. What do you feed a guy to get him that big, JR?
I don't even want to guess, King, because it looks to me like Umaga's got a hungry eye on his opponent. These superstars are in terrific shape, and that comes as no surprise whatsoever.
No kidding. If you don't have that conditioning, you're not going to last long in a match.
You sure aren't. And that's only one of the many reasons I try to stay out of the ring whenever possible.
You can look at any professional sport you want, JR, and you won't find more incredible athletes than the WWE superstars.
You're not wrong, King. They compete every week until they are physically incapable of continuing. There's no off-season in the WWE.
We're not talking about running a ball down a field or slapping a puck into a net. This is serious physical competition.
It sure is. The toughest athletes in the world are on the WWE roster, and that's a fact.
This great Khali is a bona fide monster. I feel sorry for anyone who's got...
This could be it. He could win this Money in the Bank match right here.
He's going up, JR. This could be bad. I don't think that these superstars have even contemplated the fact that they might lose.
I'm sure they have. That's not the kind of attitude you come in with and expect to pick up the win.
You're right about that, JR. If you can't see yourself having your arm raised by the referee when it's over, don't bother showing up. These superstars are going to tear each other apart.
That's exactly what the fans paid to see, King, and they're not going to go home disappointed.
I feel like the luckiest guy in the world, JR. I can't believe I actually get paid to do this job.
Well, don't let Mr. McMahon hear you say that, King.
Look at this! The briefcase is within reach! You think these fans have gotten their money's worth tonight, JR?
If they haven't yet, I'm sure they're going to by the end of this match.
Well, I don't say this too often, but I completely agree with you.
I'll tell you what, King, the WWE Superstars are about the greatest athletes you'll find in any sport here.
What do you mean, just about, JR? Can you actually think of anywhere else that you can see athletes of this caliber?
I was just going for a little humility there, King. I'm not surprised it was lost on you. He's going up. This could backfire.
I feel so lucky that I'm actually getting to see these superstars wrestle each other.
Me too, King. This one has the potential. The Money in the Bank briefcase is only inches away.
This has gone beyond just being a match, JR. I think these superstars genuinely
There's no love lost between these competitors, that's for sure. If looks could kill, somebody would be pushing up daisies right now.
And you've got to admit, that makes for a much more interesting match, JR.
It sure does. But I just hope these superstars can settle their differences in the ring and leave it at that. They call him the Samoan Bulldozer, and you don't get closer to the truth than that.
No kidding. He's just about as big and almost as strong. And the only difference is you can turn a bulldozer off if something goes wrong. Did you ever think you'd be watching these superstars compete against each other here tonight, JR?
I had a feeling their paths are going to cross sooner or later, and I'm glad I'm here to see it.
Me too. It almost makes it worth having to sit next to you and listen to those corny expressions of yours. What the heck is a government mule anyway?
It's what you get beat like when you're in the middle of a slobber knocker. And if you don't have the guts to...
Oh my gosh! He's almost got the briefcase! So, how do you think this one's going to turn out, JR?
Honestly, King, I have absolutely no idea. Anything can happen here in the WWE.
But you've got to have a guess, right?
I might, but I'd rather keep it to myself if it's all the same to you, King.
Oh boy, you might want to close your eyes, JR. This one could get ugly.
You're damn right it could. It could get bowling shoe ugly. And that's what this business is all about. It's not ballet, you know.
I hate to admit it, but when I look at superstars like the Great Khali, part of me is glad I don't wrestle that much anymore.
Are you seriously admitting that the Great Khali intimidates you?
Don't go putting words in my mouth. I'm not saying I couldn't beat him. I'm just saying I'm glad I don't have to try. I wonder how far these superstars are willing to go to get the win here tonight.
As far as it takes, King. We've seen them put their bodies on the line time and time again. And I'm sure tonight will be no different.
I thought I'd picked the winner before the match started, JR. But now I'm having second thoughts.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, King. Usually I wonder if you even had some worse thoughts.
What are they going to do next?
I couldn't even begin to guess, King. That's why they say anything can happen here in the WWE.
Looks like someone's heading for the high rent district. I can't remember the last time I saw superstars this fired up. I don't think they've even considered the possibility that they might not win this thing.
There's an awful...
Wow, what a shot! He's been busted wide open. That's gonna need stitches for sure.
Stitches hell, that might mean the end of this match. He's risking serious injury by continuing to compete.
There's no reward without rip. Uh-oh, we know what this is.
We sure do. That giant chop of Khali's has destroyed many a superstar.
Well, from the looks of things, it's not hard to tell how this one's gonna go.
What are you talking about, King? I think this is still an extremely competitive match that could go either way.
You know, JR,
This could be it. We could have our winner right here.
I don't think there's gonna be anything left of these superstars by the time they're done.
There may not be, King. They may well annihilate each other here tonight.
It's matches like this that make this the greatest job in the world, JR.
Absolutely, King. I wouldn't trade it for anything.
He's just a few inches from victory.
Here's your winner, the Great